Hello and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James, the channel that brings you your team every single day. Guys, welcome to the very, very cold Midlands of England. Right, so news just in. Now, not really concerning Rangers. Well, it is to some degree. Look, we've talked, about needing new investment, about needing new input into the club, about obviously the recruitment side of the business as well being very, very weak. One of the things that Rangers have been substantially guilty of over the last sort of 3 to 5 years, especially, has been poor recruitment, which has left us with substandard players and players unable to compete against Celtic, leaving us often second to them. Certainly 3 trophies in 12 years does not represent enough of a return for a club like ours. Now, it was announced today on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, Elon Musk's thing that he loves, that Hearts have finally formalised their deal with Jamestown Analytics. Now, of course, you may question, well, what has this got to do with Rangers? Well, Tony Bloom, who is the owner of Jamestown Analytics, is the guy who is behind Brighton and Hove Albion in the English Premier League. Also has an involvement with Union Saint-Gilloise in Belgium as well. Both those clubs have been pretty much transformed by the involvement of Tony Bloom and Jamestown Analytics. Now, Jamestown Analytics were looking to invest in a Scottish club. They were looking to get involved. Tony Bloom ploughed £10 million into the deal. And obviously the benefit of the analytics system that Jamestown use. Now, Brighton have gone from being what I would say an average championship team to being in the top 10 in the Premier League and also having a adventure in the Europa League as well. Brighton as well now are regularly competing with top sides in England, just recently beating Manchester City 2-1 at home. They're also a team that is renowned for their use of the Jamestown Analytics systems data-driven to look at player recruitment. This has enabled them to get some absolutely fantastic players who've gone on to be sold for absolutely astronomical sums of money. Not before, of course, they've had an impact for their club. Take, for example, the likes of Moises Caicedo, Mitoma. They've also had Alexis McAllister, for example, Cucurella. All these players have come through Brighton and then obviously been sold on for huge fees. Brighton, like I said, are becoming world renowned for their ability to find for an English Premier League team, our team is a relatively cheap player and sign that player and then obviously sell them on for massive amounts of money. Abdallah Sima been another one that Brighton were involved in. Hearts have now signed a formal deal with Jamestown Analytics, which many people feel will greatly transform their fortunes on and off the field. Certainly their CEO, whatever one of those is, Andrew McKinley, was very excited about this deal. And he affirmed in his statement today that he believes Hearts can now compete with Celtic and Rangers due to the input of the money from Tony Bloom and obviously the input of his firm, Jamestown Analytics. Graham Jones, who is the new sporting director at Hearts, will, of course, work with Jamestown Analytics and the recruitment staff at Hearts to use this system to, really to get a great scouting network and recruitment network going. Andrew McKinley said that Jamestown Analytics' reputation in footballing circles is second to none. It's no understatement, when I say they have made groundbreaking progress with clubs across Europe. So to be Scotland's sole beneficiaries of their expertise is truly exciting. Already our football staff, soon to be under the guidance of Graham, have been working with the data provided by Jamestown Analytics to plan for recruitment in January and next summer and beyond. I fully believe the club will reap the benefits. Of embracing this modern technology. I mean, that's what they use. It's all data-driven recruitment. It's very much like the way forward. It's what a lot of the Premier League clubs use in terms of their recruitment and their ways forward. yes, I mean, it is a big opportunity that Hearts have managed to secure. It's innovative. It certainly works forward. Justin said, who is the managing director of Jamestown, says we were very selective about the clubs we want to work with, and we feel that Hearts is a good fit. We are looking forward to working with Graham and his team, hopefully help them deliver success. So, I mean, it may have been, of course, that they would never have kind of looked at working with Rangers, and that could have firmly been a possibility. It may be that that they don't see Rangers as a type of club that they would want to work with, but you've got to kind of ask the question when it became available, when this situation that presented itself, that Tony Bloom was looking to invest in other clubs, that he was looking to increase the remit of Jamestown Analytics and look at them to really sort of support the development of other sides. Beyond the three that he has present involvement with, which is Brighton, Union San Gilwar and Como in Italy. That maybe did somebody from the Rangers board, did somebody from Rangers actually approach Tony Bloom and see whether he was interested in investing in the club, see whether he was looking at a club where there are already firm foundations, that the impact from Jamestown Analytics and the money from Tony Bloom could have been absolutely massive for him. A club with a global name like Rangers certainly would have a huge amount of pulling power to add into obviously anything extra brought to the table by the extra use of scouting analytics network, data driven. The situation is very much like I said, that this sort of sabermetrics moneyball kind of approach is what clubs do these days. It's the way forward. Clubs that don't have massive, huge sums of money to spend on footballers. Teams like, obviously we can discount the likes of Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, who have just endless, and PSG, who have endless sums of money to spend on players. With their oil baron owners or their multi-billion-dollar owners like Sir Jim Ratcliffe. There's lots of clubs, even in England, top clubs in England who use a data-driven way of actually buying players. For instance, FSG at Liverpool do, Newcastle United do, Chelsea do, although Todd Bowley does tend to splash the cash rather sort of all over the place. But, for me, this is a chance that, and the questions that I would want to ask, and you can say, well, is it really an opportunity missed? Well, it is to some degree, in the fact that you could kind of say, did anyone actually inquire? Did anyone actually speak to Tony Bloom ahead of his plans to invest in Scotland? And I would argue, that Rangers are by far a bigger investment opportunity for Tony Bloom than Hearts are. Yes, there could be a translation in terms of Hearts could improve even further and could become a title contender, and there could become a three-way race in Scotland, which would be great for the Scottish game. Of course it would, but at the same time, you kind of question, did anyone from the Rangers board actually look into this? And look, maybe this is me and my negative attitude towards the board, but, my overwhelming, feeling on this is no, they didn't, because they wouldn't, because it's innovative, it's new, it's modern, it's losing some of the power that they would have over things, and they wouldn't want that, because they're very much full of their own self-importance, very much just in it for themselves, very much a inward-looking group who are absolutely incompetent and cannot run a football club. As I've said, the Park family are a virus. They're destroying this football club. So it is something that is worrying. It's concerning that, other clubs in Scotland seem to be moving forward now, in terms of how they're working, in terms of improving recruitment, in terms of improving revenue streams. We've seen that Celtic have already, with the player trading model that they have, selling players for 25-30 million pounds, obviously bringing in massive amounts of Champions League money, doing a lot better in the Champions League this season. And then obviously now Hearts have done this deal with Jamestown Analytics. Aberdeen are moving forward as well. It seems that Rangers are really stagnating, and you've got to kind of look at our board and say, why are we not learning? Why are we not looking at what other clubs are doing and how other clubs are moving forward to move forward ourselves? It's frustrating. It genuinely is fully frustrating. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, guys, please smash the sub, smash the like, drop a comment, do a share, do all that great stuff to help the channel keep on growing. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. Respect it. And always remember, please never forget, we are the people.